Hello and welcome to This Dummy, the podcast about dumb things, fun things, and another thing. I'm your host, David Clark, and this week, Jacob and I tackle the Super Bowl with Lady Gaga, blitz the media with Kiki Palmer, and call an audible with Beyoncé. We call all the shots, rip all the spots, rock all the rocks. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, you look quite studious. Hold on one second.
Oh, I've been reading, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let's start reading. That's what I should say.
Yeah. You need a full review, a full accounting of what happened.
Whew. Well, we just got done with that halftime performance by Lady Gaga, Super Bowl 51, sponsored by the Pepsi Zero Sugar halftime show. And I think that is appropriate because there was zero, she was giving me zero sugar, zero flavor.
There was no
sweetness.
It was
not sweet.
It was, not at all. It's appropriate that Tony Bennett introduced her because that was a diabetic performance.
Yes. So, I mean, what were we expecting with this performance, really? Did you have high expectations? I mean, going into it, we kind of scratched our head when it was announced that she was actually going to be the Super Bowl halftime performer. But what did you think?
Sincerely, I was really hoping that by the time we talked about this, we would be talking about how good it was. Like there was a part of me that was holding out because there was a time when she could put on a show and she's talented, she can sing, she can dance. But man, she busted out that pink hat. She's been promoting that damn Joanne album all like fall. And so I was really worried we were going to get a lot of more reasons than we got, just a million. But it wasn't there. It didn't connect. She did not call Lorianne like we needed her to.
Yeah, she didn't call Lorianne. She didn't even call Joanne. She didn't even play any. She played one song from Joanne, but
right.
it just came off and it just felt really flat. I kind of felt the same way. I had my reservations about it, but I had high hopes that she was going to deliver something spectacular. Because honestly, I think that she really needed this performance to kind of pull her out from her sort of like stagnant state that she's been in. And I think that really, if you look at it, she was playing, a lot of her hits from Fame Monster. And that's really just calling attention to the fact that
it's been a minute.
Really had many hits since then. I mean, had this been 4-5 years ago and she performed, it would have been fire.
Yeah, it would have been great.
But
would have been nothing but the hits, but you're right.
This is come and gone. And I feel like too, she kind of really shot over the moon with the Victoria's Secret performance because she did like a medley of songs too. But I guess those are more from her Joanne, her latest album, Joanne. So maybe that's why she didn't feel like she could perform any of those. I don't know, but it like you said, I just didn't feel like it had any kind of oomph, any kind of edge. And she even had an opportunity to get kind of political, but she stayed really, really far away from any reference to Trump or the election or anything.
No. So, she sang God Bless America right from the top, which the top of the stadium at that, which I was like, this is not your song.
I feel like that was pre-recorded from the top of the stadium because she did like a midway, after she did the song, she kind of did a midway Peter Parker Spider-Man shimmy down to the stage. And I feel like that was only midway. I don't think she really launched off the top of that bad boy.
True. That was a trick. That was a perfect illusion into that like Mad Max aerial routine. Like, first of all, leave those tricks to Pink. She's a trained gymnast and then like an aerialist, and she can pull that off.
Get in the silks, okay?
Leave
the silks to Pink.
Did you ever watch Punky Brewster?
Yes.
Do you remember that episode where everybody's taking the tap dance class and Punky Brewster really wanted to tap with the rest of them in the recital, but she had 2 left feet? And she was worried that the teacher was not going to let her be in the show. And then the teacher told Henry, she's like, don't worry, why do I remember this like verbatim?
I don't know.
She was like,
this is vivid.
In my class, all the kids dance in the recital. So she let Punky be the bee in the recital where everyone else is tap dancing on the floor. But she is like harnessed into this like contraption where she's hoisted up above everyone else, just kind of like jimmying her feet, but not dancing because she can't. That's what it looked like. Her feet couldn't reach the ground for the choreography.
Yeah,
she was doing poker face and she couldn't reach the ground. I was like, okay, someone needs to snip the cords.
Yeah, it was kind of a dingle dangle. along the stage there. Speaking of which, did you see the Tiffany's commercial that aired with her in it before the
Yeah,
halftime show?
I'm empowered and pretentious. Lady Gaga for Tiffany's.
Right. And I really don't see any sort of synergy between her and Tiffany's. I don't understand what I mean, but that's just I don't see the connection between putting her in the Super Bowl halftime show either. Like there's just sort of a disconnect for both of those for me. But
Yeah, who was she
she was
supposed
playing
to
the
be
harmonica with the
representing?
jangle jangle of her,
It was all
her
kinds of dichotomy.
bracelet.
Like,
Hmm.
put the harmonica, like, is that a Tiffany harmonica? I'll bet you it's not.
I
Put it
don't think
down.
so.
It doesn't make sense with the brand. It doesn't make sense with, like, who are you trying to connect with?
Right. She was trying to give us Audrey Hepburn goes to the Grand Ole Opry or something with that
No.
harmonica session. I mean, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, she was giving us Audrey Hepburn needs to go back to the drawing board. She's just grasping at every straw that she has. And, like you said, it's been a smooth 5 years since she really like tore up a stage. And
Hmm.
this performance didn't do her any favors.
Yeah, she just pulled out like the Louboutin spikes and put them on her shoulder. Tried to jam on the keytar for a couple minutes there for a second.
Right. She busted up the keytar
And
for Just Dance.
yeah.
I really held my breath. I thought my heart was going to explode when she started in on telephone. I was like, Beyonce's there.
Oh, right. Well, that's the only part where my heart kind of skipped a beat for a minute because I was like, uh-oh. Can you do this? Okay, all right, let's wait for it. And it never really happened. And that
Right.
was a stunt. That was a little bit of emotional terrorism on Gaga's
That was
part.
terrorism. That's not
Yeah.
fair. She really drew us in with that, knowing good and well. She's sitting
Her
up there.
visa's revoked. She's on the ban.
Gone.
I'm banning her.
That's
For
right.
that kind of terrorism.
Steve Bannon, go ahead, take that one.
Hmm.
I don't know how that monster got through. Um, I'm glad she still knew like the steps to Born This Way. Like some of the old choreography was there. It was a little
But did
dusty.
Lorianne get a check? Do you think that Lorianne was watching just sort of like with her wine glass?
She
kind of
yeah,
like
she was having like a scandal viewing party at home. Big glass of
definitely.
red and some popcorn
Silk
and
pajamas.
laughing.
Cackling.
Should have never
Very,
got
very
rid of
loud.
me. Mm-mm.
I mean, that's really all she's got are Lorianne's Boom Cats.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything since. I mean, and if you compare this to last year's performance by Beyonce of Formation, it was hot, it was fresh. She dropped the video. Has she not learned? Has Gaga not learned that she really could have taken this opportunity to release a banger, like a new single, like completely in a different lane, completely different from this kind of like honky tonk sessions that she's done with
Totally.
Joanne.
Yeah.
We appreciate the effort and your artistic integrity, but it's just not working, boo.
It was a
And go
perfect
back.
opportunity for a reset.
Yeah, it's like, please leave the ranch and get back onto the dance floor. She could have had a new single video. She could have pulled a formation on us, but she did not. She was out of formation.
No, instead she dazzled us with like, now that's what I'll call magic halftime show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was a little bit Bowie. I mean, I will say this to find something nice to say. I did like her styling. I wasn't mad at that like crystal jumpsuit she was wearing.
No, it wasn't bad. But again, here's the thing. Like, I feel like she might have done better, or maybe she would have gotten more iTunes hits from this. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the iTunes chart tomorrow. But the Joanne album is perfect for the NFL Super Bowl viewing set. I mean, it's kind of got a little country, a little rock and roll. I mean, she should have just kept working those Daisy Dukes and the ripped T-shirt
I
situation.
guess so. In the fringe,
Still working in, her, party Fame Monster hits. I don't know. It just seemed like there was a disconnect there. But
Yeah,
I
there was a
appreciate
big
the
disconnect.
conversation.
I feel like
Sure.
when she busted out the piano for a million reasons, she really just brought the whole thing to a stop. Like, don't like the Super Bowl halftime show isn't the time for the acoustic piano rendition of your sleeper song. That may be a hit, may be catchy, but like it's too sleepy. Like, don't dazzle us with up close magic. It should be the biggest thing we've ever seen. It should be huge. It should be like at
Don't give me
least on like a
pterodactyl
giant
arm
piano.
breakdown from Telephone and then start trying to tickle the ivories in a slow number. Although she was giving us, I mean, luckily, thank goodness, she didn't give us any revealing nipple moments, but she was giving us a lot of crotch as she was on that piano. Like, could she just sit down and,
She was man spreading.
Right.
I told you that when she performed on SNL, she performed those Joanne songs on SNL, was telling you she was giving us some curious crotch business.
Well, she was on top of the piano. Was she not? I don't even think she was playing the piano. She got on top of the piano and sat down and sang those Joanne songs, didn't she?
It was indecent. It was
Yeah, there
indecent.
was.
She kind of pulled it back around for Bad Romance. That was a big finish. But still, like,
Yeah,
not enough magic. I mean, she had the costume change. She brought out the zombie football dance brigade. Everyone's all white. It's like a lot of sassy snaps and hip swinging. But even so, it still kind of felt like High School Musical.
yeah.
Oh, well.
But who would have? The thing is, they do have a limited pool of people that they could have chosen to perform at the Super Bowl. Do you think? Do you have any ideas of who could have been better than Gaga, or who would have maybe been more appropriate? Would have brought us more show?
I mean, I'm not mad at Gaga as a choice. There's a version of Gaga that could have slayed this. She just didn't show up.
But what the thing is, that version needed another hit album, with hit
Right.
songs, and she just doesn't have it in her arsenal, really.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is. I even think that maybe Rihanna might have fared a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. Rihanna would have been great. Rihanna
Yeah.
would have been great, actually. She pulled out, she kind of did a mini version of that for the VMAs this year when she got her
Right.
Lifetime Achievement
Please
Award
use
or
them.
whatever it was.
I mean, don't try to do it live, but
It's not, and
full
don't
backing
dive
track.
off the ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will all understand. I just don't like Beyonce's done the Super Bowl like 5 years in a row already. I don't know how anyone can show up now and do anything less than what she did. Like she reset the model.
Yeah.
Bring
I
your
think
A
that
game.
next year there's going to have to be like an incubation period of talent. I don't think we have enough pop artists really that would, I mean, other than maybe Rihanna. Maybe they'll choose Rihanna next
I think
year.
Rihanna could do it. Sure. I think even Taylor Swift could have done it
Oh,
conceivably.
totally. Taylor Swift could do it.
And
Yeah.
that would be a big old Super Bowl hit because people love her. But I think next year is probably going to be like Bruce Springsteen or freaking Billy Joel or something like that.
I think they're going to have a mishmash of different people in there. I don't think they're just going to have one person headlining it. So I think.
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't have any special guests except for Tony Bennett up top.
Right.
He wasn't about to put his paws up.
No. Mm-mm.
Did you catch any commercials that were any good?
The only commercial I saw a few. Well, during the pregame, there was a Scientology commercial. Did you catch that one?
No, I did not.
There was like an e-reader, and there wasn't any volcanoes or anything, but I definitely saw an e-reader and people auditing each other. Yeah, Scientology commercial during the Super Bowl. That was
Happy
kind
to
of weird.
say I missed that.
And what there haven't been any standouts yet. I mean, we just saw the halftime show. Did you see any? Did you anything
No.
jump out at you?
I guess all the good ones come in the second half. We're recording right after the halftime show performance. All the commercials are going to be on YouTube, so no need to stick around for that to drag yourself through the torture. But the only one that really stood out for me so far is that Christopher Walken and Justin Timberlake were in a commercial together for like a Bai antioxidant, like acai berry juice or whatever it is.
Because you'll sign up for anything that pulls an NSYNC bye.
Ordinarily, yeah. Except I was a little miffed that it's just Justin Timberlake, and I'm like, you need to make sure you send the other four of those guys a check because you're the only one in this commercial.
But together.
You didn't sing all them bye-byes yourself.
Wait, you know what? Justin Timberlake would actually be a pretty good halftime performer, I think.
You think so?
He could get the band back together. I think so.
Well, the new band for Justin Timberlake is the Tennessee Kids. And before you complete that thought,
I don't need any of the Tennessee Kids.
Well, I need to direct you to his Netflix concert special, which is streaming now.
I saw it.
Oh, I can tell from your eyebrows. Did you love it?
I did not love any moments of it. It was just
good. Yeah.
It just reeked of ego, and I just couldn't.
That's where we are with him. All ego. I agree 100%.
Yeah, I was not here for it at all.
Also, I will say in this this commercial that he was in for the Super Bowl, he was straight swagger jacking Jadena's style. He looked just like Classic Man.
Yeah.
What kind of relaxer is he using? First of all,
there is definitely some Just For Me up there.
Of course. And now that he's got the facial hair,
his edge is controlled.
It's 100% Classic Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't feeling that.
Why are people sleeping on Jadena? Why are they sleeping on him?
I don't know.
He's got a few hits. I mean, Classic Man.
Yeah, he was
a
on
little
Insecure
bit more.
this year.
He was on Insecure.
Yeah,
and he actually has a new single out this week.
Look at
Let's
that.
listen to it.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean that one's a little bit more grimy. I just looked over the Spotify. It doesn't look like he's released an album yet. So maybe that's why.
He's in
Maybe,
that
you know.
weird Janelle Monáe space.
Yeah, exactly. He's in Wonderland Productions
Yeah.
with Miss Monet. So they need to get an album out for that man.
Get it together, please.
Get it together. Don't let Justin swagger jack you.
No.
Anyway, I do think that maybe Justin, it could be a fun show, but please leave, the Ray Crew and the Chew Tennessee Kids
Yeah.
off to the side. I need some choreography. I need Joey Fatone and Lance and JC and Chris to be launched out of an air cannon.
Exactly.
I need that. I need the
Exactly.
reunion. I need the bye 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 choreography. Give me all that.
It
I
could
think
be a
people really
whole
excited
reality moment from the time that they announced that NSYNC is getting back together for a halftime show reunion. You could do a reality boot camp where everybody gets their wind up,
Right,
gets
yeah.
back in shape so they can hit the
Melt
steps.
those muffin tops down.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. That would be nice. Well, I guess Britney and NSYNC they did the Super Bowl with Aerosmith back in the day, or was it a part of the MTV pre-show?
No, that was
remember.
the halftime show. It was them.
Okay, that was the halftime show.
NSYNC, Britney, Aerosmith, and Nelly, I think.
Okay, so all the kids were there.
The whole gang.
Maybe they should get the kids back together. Well, minus Nelly and Aerosmith, but I think Britney.
Nelly could do it.
Britney
Nelly
on
could
her
do it.
very own. I think. Well, no, she needs a lot of repetitive, routine, which Vegas provides. I don't know. The Super Bowl might be a little too much. Might be too much.
You think so? She could
for
just
Britney.
She could cut and paste her Vegas show. Britney could do it.
That's maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway.
Well,
Solve
Beyonce was sidelined this year, but maybe it's because she had a big, major announcement.
Oh, really?
This week.
What could that have been? What's Beyonce up to?
What's she been doing?
I have no idea. Keeping a low profile, probably minding her own business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just working on her house or,
Sure.
catching up on How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Just like
But
us.
she's just like us, everybody. Except she announced this week that she is expecting twins. In a very Beyonce way, she silently dropped it on Instagram with a very Virgin Mary-esque Instagram photo of herself.
I love that she just blows up the internet every single time she does something.
Yeah, she just kind of sprinkles her little magic dust on the internet and it just explodes.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't say shit about it. She's like, I'm just going to.
And it was on February 1st, the beginning of Black History Month. So she was like,
thank you.
Here you go. You're welcome.
We needed this. The irrepressible black magic of it all. In these troubled Trump times, we need some good news during Black History Month.
We did. We definitely did. And she gave it to us.
Yeah.
And then she followed up the next couple of days with a full-on pregnancy spread. I've seen 10 photos now.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot.
Different outfits, new hair, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards.
I feel like first and foremost, I want to say congratulations because that is wonderful news. Good for Beyonce, good for the Carters. But selfishly, I'm going to say that I don't like it.
We're not going to get a concert or an album for at least 2 years.
For at least 2 years, she's going to be gone.
Yeah, she's going to be off the map.
I'm glad I saw the Formation tour because this is it.
Maybe she's going to drop some B-sides, B-E-Y sides in a couple months.
I'm sure.
To tide us over, hopefully.
Yeah, I would say we're going to get maybe some softer maternalistic Beyonce a la Madonna circa Bedtime Stories.
Or Ray of Light.
Maybe it's gonna.
We'll get something like that
where she's sitting down and a lot of hand movements, an ethereal wonder. I gotta say, Blue from self-titled Beyonce album a couple years ago is probably one of my favorite Beyonce songs of all time, which is definitely pregnancy spawned. But we're not going to see Sasha Fierce anytime soon.
No, we're not. We're not getting any Sasha Fierce.
Yeah,
No.
forget that.
But don't fret. I mean, there is Coachella is still on the calendar. Now, how she's going to do this? I mean, she's gonna, she's just gonna get in one of those sort of Forever 21 hippie moo-moos, I guess.
I don't
And
know.
she's gonna do her thing.
I feel like that is just an administrative error at this point. Like that calendar just hasn't been updated. I don't think she's doing Coachella.
Okay. So I should not French braid my hair and put in a daisy crown or anything like that, or get my suede chukka boots on for this.
I would cancel your Etsy order right now. Because she's not going to be there. She's not going to go Mad Maxing into the desert to get dust all up in her uterus.
So I can't put my crocheted crop top on.
I wouldn't. She's going to send Solange in her stead. Right? They're not going to change any of the paperwork or the posters. She's just going to send Solange there, and she's going to do cover songs.
I'd sign up for that. I'd sign up for Solange headlining Coachella.
Well, didn't she already do that? Well, she didn't headline. She was just there.
Headline. I don't think they'll allow her to headline, but I mean, yeah, if Beyonce doesn't make it, I wonder who they're going to replace her with.
I can tell you who's not concerned about it.
Beyonce,
because she's still going to get paid.
She's still getting that check.
Yeah, she pulled a page out of Kanye West's playbook.
She sure did. They must have the same medical insurance doctor claims or whatever.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So, good for her. Grammys though, we'll probably see her next Sunday at the Grammys. I think that is for sure still on the calendar. They're saying that she turned up for rehearsal. So, I wonder what she's going to do.
Who knows? Who knows?
My bet is that she performs "Hold Up" or "Sorry." Just something real aggro.
I don't know. I feel like she's gonna slow it down a bit. She's got to really keep it together. I mean, she's carrying twins here.
Yeah. So I don't think she's not going to sing "Ring the Alarm."
And there's no "Ring the Alarm" happening. No.
So what are we even doing here?
What are we doing?
What is going on?
Well, we're talking about what's been going on. I can't get that "Catch Me Outside."
That's my favorite thing. I love it. I love that girl. I personally have to retire the phrase "Catch Me Outside." How about that? Because I've used it every day at work in the last week. But I love it. And I love the trap remix. It's fire.
It's all fire. Let's listen. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Hit play.
How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. Catch me outside. Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside. Catch me outside. Catch me outside. How about that?
The hoes are laughing.
Yup.
The hoes are laughing.
Yup.
Hoes are laughing.
She's getting any royalties, or Dr. Phil's getting any royalties from this song?
Absolutely
or is this just
not.
sort of a mixtape kind of, throw it together situation?
I don't think anyone's getting paid off this, but we should all just be thankful for the internet that it took care of this.
Yes.
I love it. I mean, this is what daytime television is all about. Out of control teens popping off. Remember when Sally Jesse used to send them bad kids to boot camp?
Yeah. Yep.
This girl would
But
be
when
going
did
to
Dr.
boot camp.
Phil fall to this level? Because wasn't he helping Oprah Winfrey, and her audiences sort of get their lives back on track? It was just more elevated, and he's kind of
he's in Maury territory.
Yeah, he's definitely in Maury and Jerry Springer territory.
100%. Yeah.
He's helping Shelley Duvall figure out all get the cobwebs out of her head.
Yeah, she's ghost busting with Shelley Duvall. It's not right. And after all of this, it got me wondering, should I be watching Dr. Phil? Because I don't want to. Honestly, I can't look at his face for more than 7 seconds, and the sound of his voice makes my stomach hurt. But that girl's a star.
She's a star, and she's scheduled to come back, I think, this week for a follow-up.
So my DVR is set.
So we're set.
Yeah, I love
so we'll
it.
come back next week and report on it. But I do have one question about this young lady, and I did watch the clip from Dr. Phil. I didn't know that this was a thing, but she has, it seems as though she's got a higher than normal forehead, which was done on like it's like she bicked her widow's peak and to give a smoother line, and that was a little bit distracting for me. Did anyone else notice that?
I cannot speak to that. I don't know.
Cash me outside, and I'll hit you off with a little bit of lace, so we can put like a little bring it down a little bit.
We're gonna hook her up, but like, of course, her name is Danielle. Of course, she's got her accent from the streets. Of course, her eyebrows have some explaining to do, and of course, she shaved her widow's peak.
Of course.
Like, all of that makes perfect sense. She's probably out there trapping. She's trapping Adderall in the food court or something like that. So, I can't wait to see what she brings when she comes back.
Well, I'm sure she's been practicing more catchphrases. I'm sure. She's probably really feeling her celebrity. She's ready.
You know whose celebrity I'm not feeling right now?
Who's that?
Keke Palmer.
Oh, God, I'm glad you brought this up because I really wanted to talk about. I really feel like we need to talk about Keke. What is going on?
What is going on with her?
And there have been some stunts and shenanigans that I've just let slide on by. Like I've seen some paparazzi photos where she's wearing like pleather fetish gear, cut off shorty shorts, and her little cheeks are out. Like I just don't understand what's happening here. She was just in the spelling bee 10 years ago, and now she looks like I don't even know.
She looks like Love and Hip Hop. I don't know.
Yes.
Can someone get this girl a seat already?
This from the spelling bee to Love and Hip Hop. What happened?
I don't know.
What is going on here?
What is she promoting? She's been on like every talk show in the last week. She was on Wendy. She was on Steve Harvey. She's on The Late Show with James Corden. She's on The View. And I have no idea why. She's mad at everybody.
She's mad at Trey Songz for some reason. He like videotaped her in like a music video and she didn't give him any approval or something like that. And then she's on Wendy.
Yeah.
And then she clapped back at Wendy. Although that was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny. She got fresh with Wendy.
Okay, let's talk about you and Trey Songz. You know, all right. So,
the audience.
By the way, we tried to call Trey. He's a friend to our show. He wasn't answering his phone. I just wanted to hear what he had to say. Yeah. So Trey Songz used you in a song, and you tell the rest and what all had happened.
Well, you know, because you done told everybody, especially, okay? But I don't want to keep browbeating that one situation. But I will say, Wendy, I would have loved to turn on your show and saw you be a little bit more compassionate and less accusatory and ridiculous.
I couldn't.
Why, girl?
Well,
because the gag is you wasn't there.
Well,
she's got some bite now.
She does, but there was one time where she was supposed to be baby Oprah. Remember, it was like just Keke. It was like a BET talk show that she had where she was supposed to guide the youth.
Right. But nobody should be following her example now.
No, because you'll be going down the wrong path if you try to put on some pleather shorty shorts.
Yeah.
Your cheeks hang out.
You can catch her outside too.
In December.
Exactly.
Like, who
put
does
some
that?
pants on. She should be wearing corduroy and like ribbed turtlenecs. And she should be in school. What's going on?
She should learn something, Keke. Love yourself.
Please. Can we get Monique to get her back in line? I feel like Monique could correct her.
I don't know. Until Monique corrects the hair on her legs, then she can't talk to anybody, okay? She can't have a conversation with anyone. She can't have any type of intervention until someone intervenes on that situation, okay?
I see.
But someone does need to talk to her. I don't know who it is, but it's like, she was like, well, Bobby Christina's gone. Someone's got to take up the Black Girl Britney breakdown role. You know what I mean?
Right.
Guess it's going to be me. There's more to this story.
I'm sure there is.
Obviously. But there's got to be some kind of mental issues. She's like rebelling against her parents who were horrible managers and probably took all of her money. I don't know.
Well, her mom is enabling all of this behavior. And her dad is silent. Yeah, she was on Wendy. She was saying that like her mom is the one taking the pictures of her popping it back. You can see her reflection in the mirror on the camera phone.
Man. No, on the selfie?
Yep.
Behind the flash.
It's not behind the flash. That's the new.
But she's still got a job though, right? She's on that Scream Queens. Well, not for long, because I think that's going to be canceled soon, right?
Yeah, that's about to dry up any second.
Okay.
Now. Yeah. Ryan Murphy's got too many irons in the fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. I really don't know what to say other than she does need some assistance from somebody. I don't know who is going to intervene, but someone does.
Well,
You say Monique, but I say no way.
well, maybe Oprah is coming back to television at just the right time.
That's true. She's going to be a special correspondent coming up this fall on 60 Minutes.
Is this a good move for her?
I think that she needs to come back to network TV. I think that like being on the outskirts of OWN has sort of dimmed her sort of like celebrity or her status or recognition, like her recognizability. So I think that this is a good thing. And it also makes her kind of gives her more of an air of like a serious journalist. I think that, probably her interview with Michelle Obama last month was sort of like a test run for 60 Minutes in her.
Because that was
and
done
it was
with CBS News, right?
Yeah, it was a great interview. And, remember, she gave us one of the best interviews of all time with Michael Jackson.
Of course. No, this is where she belongs. This is what she can do. And she's got her giant statement glasses now and her like business journalism ponytail.
That's right. That bountiful pony that she's rocking.
So I'm ready. I'm ready for her to come back. Obviously, there's going to be like a cross promotional component. Probably every segment that she's going to do, it's going to be like, find out more on OWN. Turn it like.
Definitely. There'll definitely be some synergy with OWN Network there. I mean, of course, she's gone to CBS. I mean, her BFF, Gayle King, just inked the contract to extend her stay at CBS this morning.
And thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Because you know what? That's where I'm going for my morning television now that we have been bamboozled by NBC.
Right. You go to CBS. I'm going to ABC because Robin Roberts is running shit over there. Like, they know how to take care of black people.
True that. They have done our people wrong over at the Peacock Network.
NBC, up to their old tricks.
It was just last week when I sent you a nice email and I said, I was sitting in the living room, just enjoying my morning, and the 9 o'clock hour of NBC came on, and Tamron was there, and Al was there, and Hootie was a special guest anchor, a fill-in for Billy Bush after Billy Bush has gotten kicked off. Right. And it felt so good. Hootie, Al, and Tamron. And it was like such a beautiful thing. And it didn't even really feel like the casting of the three of them felt. It wasn't like it was like a deliberate sort of like move on NBC to be like the Black Folks Hour. It didn't feel like that at all. It just felt like everybody was having a good time. And I felt like Marjorie in Minnesota was probably watching along with me and just enjoying Hootie. But I think Hootie goes by Darius now.
Yeah, Darius Rucker.
He went by his government name.
He doesn't like Hootie.
He doesn't appreciate the
doesn't
hoots.
appreciate that.
He doesn't.
No.
Well, Darius was on, and they were just having a great time. And I was like, "Is this like a post-racial America that I'm watching right now? Is this one of those things that's happening?" It's like, yes, we did, and we did it, and it's great.
Yeah.
And cut to this week. And then Tamron has hit the high road.
Sure, they pulled that rug right out from under her. And they sort of positioned it as her leaving the network, which good for her. I want her to have that agency. She left NBC News and MSNBC. She was their first black female daytime anchor or something like that. And she's out because Megyn Kelly's on the way. And it's not just Tamron that's gone. They canceled the whole damn hour, the 9 o'clock hour. Today's Take with Al Roker and Tamron Hall is over. And that is a travesty.
No more
black travesty.
We're not going to see Megyn and Hootie. That's done. Hootie's out.
No, she's like, I'm not doing any interviews with Hootie. I don't want any black people in the 9 o'clock hour. I'm sure.
She's like, Hootie was white. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
She's like, in my world, Hootie was white.
That's right. He was white anti-Santa Claus.
Well, according to People magazine, Tamron was very upset by the fact that her slot was being taken away, and they announced it or told her. She found out like right before she went on air on Wednesday, or was it her last day was Tuesday morning. So she found out right before she went on the air, and then the next day she just quit. Now, good for Tamron.
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that instinct in a person. Like, I've had all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Like, you're not going to make a fool out of me. I'm not going in that hole with Ann Curry like you did to her. I'm getting out of here, and try to stop me from going to another network. She
said, "Peace out."
Yeah.
Now they were allegedly offering her a multi-million-dollar contract to stay.
Yeah, sure, to do commercials from Afghanistan like Ann Curry's doing. Forget it. I wouldn't have taken that deal. Exactly. Where is Ann Curry? They wouldn't let her
They
do
were just
shit.
so
They
messy.
kept her on. They gave her a contract too, but it's like you can't be on TV, not during daytime hours when people are going to see you.
They put her on the 3:30 hour.
Yeah, 3:30 a.m. You can do webisodes.
Yeah, good for Tamron.
Yeah,
She didn't need that
I'm
check.
glad. I'm going to
And then she
support her
went ahead and
wherever
did
she
a
goes.
she went ahead and did a Goodwill Angela Bassett Waiting to Exhale, and she pulled all that stuff from that closet and she put it in the the radio flyer cart, and she didn't burn it. She didn't
No,
burn it.
it was a symbolic burn.
It was a symbolic burn. She gave it all away to charity.
She's
Good
like, I
for
don't
her.
need your clothes. She walked out of there with her pride.
And her dignity.
That's right. And a
Strong black woman.
snap to the heavens. So are you gonna watch Megyn Kelly at all when she shows up?
No,
Okay.
not at
right.
all.
Yeah, me neither.
I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse. Honestly, like I said, I wasn't watching The Apprentice either.
What's
And
up
neither
with
is
The
the rest of
Apprentice?
America, apparently.
Oh, that's true.
Just because of the whole, Trump and everything. I was like, I'm not
sure.
supporting
Sure.
executive producer. But here's the thing.
Okay.
We have got a petty president in commander in chief. He's just so petty.
Yeah, and that's
We
just
went
the
to prayer
beginning.
breakfast.
The National Prayer Breakfast.
National prayer breakfast.
Like, this is a serious thing.
Very serious. Like prominent figures and like religious figures throughout the world were there
Mm-hmm.
to kind of just woosah and heal the world
And pray down.
and pray down and put prayers up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump asked this.
They hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster. And Mark will never, ever bet against Trump again. And I want to just pray for Arnold, if we can, for those ratings, okay?
So he asked for prayers for The Apprentice because the ratings were horrible. Horrible.
Inappropriate.
Horrible.
Like, way to make it about yourself. He's like, and that's the last time Mark Burnett bets against Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. This is the state of our union.
How about you
right
focus
there.
on the job that you have right now?
But listen, I feel like that's a smokescreen. He's still an executive producer on there, and I kind of think that this back and forth between he and Arnold are just a ploy to probably try to bolster the ratings.
Probably for when he comes
Why?
back. Because that's going to be
not
a
even for when he
huge
comes
check.
back. I think that he thinks that by talking a lot of smack about the show, maybe it'll get people to tune in to see how bad it is, and maybe that'll hook them. I don't know.
Maybe. He probably still gets a chunk depending on how well the show performs. If it is a rating success, he probably gets a bonus. Yeah, because he's not about divesting himself and putting his businesses into any sort of blind trust. You know that damn kid Eric went on some international trip this week to sell condos. I forget what country he went to, but it cost the taxpayers $100,000.
What?
Yeah. He went to go sell condos, I want to say, in South America. And because they had to send the Secret Service with him and they all had to stay in a hotel, like it ended up costing $100,000.
Can they please do some like Skype business transactions?
Or none. How about none?
Emails?
Yeah. Put all that shit on pause or go back to being a civilian. Because there's no way you can separate the two. Take your name off of all them towers. Take your name off of all that shit, all those branding things. And just be the president or be a reality star. Don't be both.
Well, apparently, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the only person that Trump has bad blood with, or has had bad blood with, I should say.
Oh, boy.
Kristen Stewart was on SNL this week, and she recounted a couple Twitter beefs that she had with the president in chief.
He stays
The
busy
commander
on
in chief.
Twitter. What happened with them?
Well, apparently, Mr. President Trump had a lot to say back in 2012 about the breakup between Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson.
Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Me too, I guess.
So basically, I don't have the tweets in front of me, but he was just saying that, Kristen's no good. Don't take her back, Rob, because she's bad news, and she'll just cheat on you again because she stinks. And then, I think he sent a couple more tweets. And then I think the last tweet said something about, the Miss Universe pageant is happening this week in, Moscow. And I have an open invitation for Robert Pattinson. He really left
Obsessed.
himself in the mug. He was definitely Team Rob in that sense, and definitely against Kristen Stewart.
He must have
Not
really liked those
interested.
Twilight movies.
I guess so.
Huh. Curious.
But you know what? I really like Kristen's monologue on SNL because, you know, she does kind of have this too cool for school air. But the monologue was really lighthearted and it made fun of that. And it kind of made me like her a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was a really odd choice that they had her hosting SNL because, like, I've never seen her crack a smile or even laugh, I think, in like her entire career.
Right. I mean, she still has like Botoxed her feelings. Like, I don't get anything. She has like emotional Lyme disease. Like, you know, like she just can't. She can't smile. She can't be happy. Like, it's just kind of like a flat effect there. But
Yeah.
I think that monologue kind of made me dig her a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, she did drop the F-bomb.
she did go ahead and she did that too. She
Yeah.
did that too.
I thought she was actually pretty funny on the show. I thought they really played well to her, like, sullen self-seriousness in a funny, successful way.
Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, the standout for this week's episode was definitely Melissa McCarthy.
That was everything.
Settle down! Before we begin, I know that myself and the press have gotten off to a rocky start. All right. In the sense, when I say rocky start, I mean it in the sense of Rocky the movie because I came out here to punch you in the face, and also I don't talk so good. Now I'd like to begin today by apologizing on behalf of you to me for how you have tried.
That was so good.
Who who looked in the mirror and said that I can play Sean Spicer? That's what I can do. Was it her idea or was it someone in casting? Like, whoever had that idea was a genius.
It was a genius. I feel like it's so good. Once again, shout out to hair and makeup.
Shout out to hair and
SNL.
makeup who gave her that high, thinning, balding forehead. The magic,
So
the
it was
pulleys and the
perfect.
tricks and the glue, it all came together so perfectly.
Yeah. And it was like, it's like, honestly, it's right in her wheelhouse. It's kind of so surprising because Sean Spicer basically is a Melissa McCarthy character. He's like confrontational and belligerent and like,
He's got a pear shape.
boy, wow. He does.
Like this,
Even in those boxy suits, they're trying to dress for his body type, but
right?
those good boy suits aren't hiding it. Yeah.
He's got a wide husky frame there that you know. But
Man.
actually, you know what though? But at the end of the show, Melissa was out there on the stage, and can I say she's lost a lot of weight?
She's lost a ton of
She had a
weight.
nice snatched waist. She was looking great.
Yeah, she looks really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been in hiding.
Yeah, she's been in hiding, and you know, talk about someone who kind of needed a W, like a win. She did. I mean, she kind of had a rough summer with Ghostbusters, and then she had that Boss movie that didn't really do all that much. And
I
this was
saw
just
it though.
classic.
It's funny.
Was it funny?
I rented it. It's a
Okay,
funny
well.
rental. I didn't see
You
it in the
Redboxed
theater.
it. You did not go to the theater for that one.
No, I did not. But at a
Okay.
Redbox price, it's a funny afternoon. I mean,
Okay.
in that little homemaker wig, that little Debbie Reynolds wig, she's funny.
She was wearing a Debbie Reynolds, but did the movie ever explain why she was wearing the high turtlenecks to hide her chin? Did they ever explain that, or was
No.
that just sort of a personal choice?
Suspend your disbelief. That they did not address that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I'll withhold any sort of reservations about that movie until I actually see it. But I definitely think that this was a good look for her.
I agree.
And
I agree.
You know, kind of gave her a little extra kick for me. And yeah, she was hilarious.
True story.
You know, She-Ra is on Netflix streaming. thought you should know.
She-Ra, what, Mistress of the
Like-
Universe?
Princess of Power.
Princess of Power? Yeah, there you go.
Clearly, we don't have a fan here.
I couldn't remember what her thing was. I feel like I've seen
think-
He-Man on Hulu.
It's like She-Ra, Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Yeah, she has a Pegasus. I'm going to have to go revisit that too.
I dropped it on one of the episodes. It was kind of complicated. I don't even. This time it was a little bit complicated for me. I'll be honest. I'm like, how did I ever? I was always just dazzled by all the glitter and the sparkle and the transformation.
That's how
what
they
it was
get
for
you.
Shira.
It's
The
like
transformation
vitamins.
Had me. Just had me.
Yeah. She flew a Pegasus or something, right? Was that her? Or am I thinking of Rainbow
Yeah.
Bright? I don't know what's
No,
going on.
she had a Pegasus.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to add those to the queue.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
please
what I
treat
can
yourself.
remove from the queue, though, and it's that Santa Clarita diet.
Delete. Yeah, I'm back
Delete.
I'm back on carbs. Okay.
Yeah. Atkins,
Because
please.
please, that just didn't do it for me. I watched the first episode and I had kind of high hopes for this because Drew Barrymore's in it, and I just thought that maybe possibly this could be a fun little comedy, right?
Yeah.
But it just didn't. It didn't work out. It had no. Well, go. What did you think about it?
It's not funny. It's way too gruesome. She's like a zombie, essentially, right? She's like a Real Housewife zombie or something like that.
Right.
Strangely, Timothy Olyphant is great in it. He's really funny. He's got like a good sort of natural timing, and he's very watchable. Drew Barrymore is such dead weight. She's just really bad in it.
No pun intended.
Dead weight.
Okay, but like for real though, I mean, like the tone was just really off. It just felt like all the jokes felt really forced. And you're right, like she just didn't bring anything to the table at all. It just felt, it just felt like. And the thing is like, I feel like a lot of big name celebrities, like those that take shows on Netflix, like it's a great opportunity for them to do something that's not a movie, but it's still not TV. So it kind of has that sort of like indie sort of, alternate cachet that Netflix has. And I don't know, you would just think that the caliber of this show would have been a little bit higher considering that Drew Barrymore was headlining it. But it just feels really kind of just C-list. I mean, this is like your run of the mill. Like, I don't know. It just didn't come together for me either. I didn't enjoy it.
I mean, it feels real like Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce level. It feels like a Bravo original comedy series.
But it feels like a Bravo scripted. No tea, no shade, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? The writing was on the wall. Like they did a lot of heavy promo for this. And I feel like with most Netflix shows, they kind of do like a Beyoncé drop and they just let people kind of discover it on their own. And then it kind of like word of mouth kind of just goes through, the interwebs and people start watching it. With this, like Drew Barrymore was like on every single morning talk show, really talking about how like being on the show, she lost so much weight and yada, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And so that, the thirst was really, really real on the promo trail.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's evident that like they were just trying to push a lot of dead weight.
Well, it did not work out. And I'm sure she got paid a lot of money. Netflix pays a lot of money for everything. And it's just weird because their product is not always quality.
It's not. Okay, well, let's talk about the OA. Did you watch any of that OA series?
I tried to watch the OA. It's not for me.
It was not for me either, and like it felt like a Whole Foods sci-fi like drama.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I mean?
like
It
mysterious
was very
and
crunchy.
dull.
Yeah, it was like all like Mystic Crystal, but then then when they got to the part where they were having to do the special dance moves to go into the next dimension, and the girl, whatever her name was, she's like throwing up the rock, and then she was doing the pterodactyl arms, I like Lady Gaga.
Right.
I just couldn't get with it. I couldn't get with it.
No.
So, couple misses for Netflix.
Yeah.
Couple misses.
Yeah.
But Stranger Things season 2, they just put out their first promo photo for that, and the kids were in like little Ghostbusters costumes. So that's exciting.
Nice. Do we have a release date? Or
I don't think
production?
they've put a release date out yet, but at least they've got that going for them.
Yeah.
OA, Santa Clarita.
No. Skip it. These are like summer series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Speaking of summer series, I hear that Paula Patton is doing a summer series on ABC.
I have not heard this. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so according to Deadline, Paula Patton is going to be starring in an ABC summer drama series called Somewhere Between.
Huh. Oh, all right. Is it going to be like a sci-fi deal?
Well, apparently it's based on like a Korean drama, and she plays a news producer, and apparently like her daughter is gonna be murdered, like, but she somehow finds like she kind of like plays like this crazy person who has like a premonition that her daughter's gonna be murdered, and then it happens, and then it's like her mission to find the killer.
I'm gonna respectfully decline to watch this series.
That one is that giving you an OA moment?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think there's any choreography in this one.
No thanks. I understand she's a single mom now. Keep those checks coming. I respect her hustle. I'm not going to watch this show.
I was going to say, well, you put the show on restriction.
Yeah.
No visits from you.
No supervised anything.
Mm-mm. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. Speaking of mom hustles, did you hear that Ciara signed another record deal?
Yeah, she signed with Warner Brothers a couple weeks ago, huh?
How was that possible?
You know what? I don't even think. Can we go here? Can we discuss this? What is there to discuss?
What is there? Like, we've done it. She's been signed to every record label in town.
Listen, I'm still rooting for her. Listen, I'm still rooting for her, but I can't even speculate nor analyze or anticipate. I can't. I'm done.
Right. Sure. Fair. Although the only thing I can deduce from this is that Warner Records doesn't have the internet or the ability to do background checks, because a quick Google search will tell you that she's been everywhere and no one can make it work.
Well, I'm sure they ran a credit check on her, and there's probably zero balance in the bank account. And they're like, you know what? We can probably sign her for like $1 contract, and she's on board.
Yeah,
she's got to pay for 2 children.
Right. They signed her to one of those Columbia House 10 CDs for $1 deals.
Exactly.
That's how they got her. Oh, it was a reverse mortgage.
The ones where you had to like lick the stamps of the CD, and you had to like, you remember those? You had to like take the stamps and stick them in the thing, and those are the CDs that you chose.
Yes, I do remember those. And sometimes I wake up in the cold sweat thinking that like BMG or Columbia House is going to come looking for that money I never gave them, because I got those CDs and I don't think I sent them a check.
Oh, you didn't? Uh-oh. See?
No.
Have you checked the credit score recently?
I was 10. There's got to be a statute of limitations.
They may be coming for you.
I think my experience just updated. I think I just got dinged. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
It wasn't worth it for Jagged Little Pill.
You know, I finally saw La La Land.
Oh. How'd that go?
I know. Shout out to Lewis for last week. That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. Thanks.
But Lewis. It's really hard, when you don't see many of the movies, because I felt like part of the time I was basically like B Diddy. I was like, yeah. Take that. But I have seen La La Land. I am catching up on my movie viewings.
Are you ready to weigh in?
I thought it was an all right movie. It was and I think that Emma Stone did a fantastic job.
I really like Emma Stone.
I like Emma Stone, and of course you kind of root for her in that role, because she's like the little actress that could, and she's like working at the coffee shop, and she's great. I will say though, Ryan Gosling, not the right one for the role, and I think that he actually held this film back from actually soaring and being one of those like epic romantic musicals. Like, he's too, I don't know. I just don't think maybe they cast him just for kind of like, recognizability.
Well,
but
I think they're on that like Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, like they like to pair them together,
Well, I think that this
J-Law, Bradley Cooper.
This was definitely a mismatch in this sense. I mean, number one, it's a musical. I think you need someone who's a little bit more charismatic, more passionate, and he just gives you kind of like that like stone-faced kind of, blue steel thing in every single shot. Like, he's that like, he's that manly man. And I don't know, when you're doing like a tap dance song, a dance number, I need a little bit more pizzazz.
Yeah. A little more showmanship, please.
Yeah.
It's a musical.
Yeah. I think they would have done better to cast like a nobody who would have given you, 5, 6, 7, 8 and
right. Yeah, a little more pop and snap. Miles Teller and Emma Watson were originally approached to do this movie, and they were, I guess, too demanding, so they didn't end up doing it. And they're both hopping mad right now since La La Land is sweeping award season. But
Yeah.
I
But it was
actually think
okay.
Emma
I mean-
Watson and Miles Teller would not have been the right choice either. I think Emma
No, I don't
Stone,
think they were
yes.
good.
I'm not sure who we replace Ryan Gosling with. Somebody.
You know, I will say this, and we had been talking about this gentleman earlier, but in an alternate reality,
I feel like you're going to say something upsetting.
had he done like less comedy bits with Jimmy Kimmel and maybe a few less movies with Mila Kunis, a fewer B movies with Mila Kunis,
Where is this going?
Justin Timberlake might have been a good idea for this. Wait, did your head just explode? No?
My head just exploded.
I mean, it's not
Because
possible. It's not
I
possible.
agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with you.
Thank you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Okay. I
actually
think
right in his dumb Mickey Mouse wheelhouse.
this is right there. I mean, they went to the clubhouse with Ryan, but they got the wrong Mouseketeer.
Yeah. Wow.
They got the
Oh
wrong Mouseketeer
man.
deals.
I'm
And
so upset.
This would have been Justin's like breakout role. So you know
Yeah.
he's somewhere probably just like
Furious.
like one of his relaxed curls just like popped up out of like the middle of his head, like steam. You know that steam just like laid it back.
Oh my goodness, you were so right.
Yeah, right.
He would
I
have kind
think
of been
that, you know,
amazing.
It would have been amazing, and the dance numbers.
Would have been great.
Because listen, I know that they allegedly rehearsed for 3 months, but they were really just doing, a tap and then a slide shuffle. It wasn't really that intricate of choreography in their little spectator tap shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that involved. Now, if you had Justin Timberlake in the mix,
Different story.
different situation. But this is now, and that was then.
I can't believe it. You
And
might
now
have
he's
just
doing
fixed
Bye Bye
that
Bye.
movie. Yeah.
Bye juice commercials.
Bye Juice commercials. Which I'm still mad about that. You've been listening to This Dummy with David Clark and Jacob Jeffries. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Join us on Facebook in our group Deep Thoughts by This Dummy. That's Thoughts THOTS. And find us on Twitter at This Dummy Tweets. We'll see you next time.